Hello friends. Basically, we are used to the fact that earning silver in Albion is accompanied by some activity in one or another mechanic of the game, be it killing mobs or players, collecting resources or producing items. However, getting profit can be structured in such a way that you do not even have to leave the city. Today we will talk about trading, a method that will allow you to earn silver with the help of silver, without pumping up any masteries. I will tell you about a certain base from which you can start your path as a real merchant in Albion. In order to trade effectively, you need two things. The first is at least a few million silver. You can get them, for example, using the methods from the previous video about earnings for beginners. And the second is a premium account, since it reduces the tax percentage at the auction, which makes trading more profitable. Without a premium, you can also, but the process will be much sadder. We will start with Resale, a method that will allow you to earn your first pennies without leaving the auction. The essence is very simple. We create orders to buy various goods at one price and sell them at another that is a higher one, and due to this difference we earn silver. The main thing here is to follow a few rules. The item must be popular so that its purchase in the near future will bring you a profit, and you can sell it again. I advise you to pay attention to the sales schedule of the product you have chosen. If you do not have much silver, then you should not buy too expensive items. Your task is to quickly exchange the purchased item for silver. Low-level items for farming, tools and gathering sets, faction cloaks, low-level mounts, etc. are sold and bought well. The difference between buying and selling should be at least 12%, since we pay 2.5% for placing a buy order, and another 2.5% for the product being sold, plus 4% when selling it. Therefore, the greater the difference between buying and selling orders, the better. It is also important to cover as many different markets as possible, i.e. you should not trade in just one city. The more positions we select, the greater our silver turnover will be. But of course, at the beginning, with a small supply of silver, you will not be able to accelerate much, but gradually you will need to expand if you want to earn more. By following all these simple rules, you will increase your capital over time. And you will also be much better oriented in the goods you are buying, know their value and the speed at which they are sold, which will allow you to carry out this trading process more and more quickly. While we are selling and waiting for the purchase and sale, you can engage in trading between cities. For this we will need more capital, and we should also buy a cargo mount. At least a TSMBC, or better yet, an elite polar bear. I won't even mention the mammoth, and it's not always needed in our case. The first thing you need to pay attention to is ready-made resources or materials. Cities have bonuses for crafting various items that require resources. We can buy in cities with a processing bonus and sell in other cities with a bonus for crafting items that use the same resource. For example, in Martlock there is a bonus for crafting axes, which require beams and ingots. A T6 beam costs 4,200, and an ingot costs 4,900. The same resources in specialized cities for their recrafting are 15 to 20% cheaper, even if you buy them directly and not through a purchase order. In addition, these numbers ring even more strongly at the time of the daily crafting bonus, which is worth monitoring. It is updated every day after maintenance. We look at the bonus, the city in which there is a bonus production of this item and the necessary resources for it. We add 2 plus 2, purchase the necessary materials in a specialized city, and we lose profit. However, you need to act quickly. You are not the only smart one. And if you have impressive capital, then ready-made resources can be purchased on days with a bonus for recrafting this same resource. and sell them after a while on days with a bonus for crafting of 20% on items using the same finished resource as a necessary material. In addition to resources, you can trade finished products in the same way, creating purchase orders and selling them not in this city, but at least in a neighboring one. Agricultural products are also a pretty good option for transportation. For example, turnips in the fort cost 280, and in the bridge 380. The difference is almost 25%. However, to trade this type of goods, you will already need a mammoth or at least a T8 bear. And again, at the time of the food crafting bonus, prices also rise. Another interesting place to trade is Bresilion, a city in Amgla. Due to difficult logistics, many goods there either have too low a cost, which is suitable for purchasing, for example, raw resources, as well as goods with a higher price grass for alchemy, meat, eggs, milk, as well as some combat items. Also, Bresilion has quite a large traffic of buying and selling things, which is great for reselling there. By the way, how to get to the city and how to transport your assets from it is in a separate video about the fog. I advise you to watch it to understand this mechanics. I will leave the link in the description. But perhaps the most profitable trade is always associated with risk. I am not talking about futures, but about Caerleon. This city is located in the center of the Redlands. In this city there is a black market that allows you to sell crafted equipment, but not to players, but to a special NPC who generates loot in the game with this. That is, everything that falls to you from mobs or chests is created by players and sold to the black market. Because of this, the game has an excellent output of crafted items and a stable economy. In addition to selling items on the black market, various resources are also valuable in Caerleon, from finished materials in the form of ingots, fabrics, leather, etc. to agricultural products, since Caerleon has a bonus to food production. And it is precisely the black market and the Caerleon market that attracts many traders who, due to their thirst for profit, are ready to cross red locations, despite the risk of being caught by a herd of gankers. To secure your movement and increase your chances of success, there are several ways to get to Caerleon alive. If you have loyal friends, you can assemble a party that can resist gankers and protect your caravan. Or you go to transport cargo at the time of the bandit attack together with the faction raid. So you get to the location near Caerleon and then separate from the raid. Many carriers use this route. Of course, you can go at random or find a suitable Avalon route, but in my opinion, the above methods are much more reasonable. The richest merchants are engaged in resale through trade Discord channels, bypassing the auction tax. However, they sell far from cheap items there, such as shells, combat mounts, mammoths, and various expensive equipment for the same HCE or MGL. Or huge reserves of resources and materials in the form of wholesale. Merchants with an experienced eye know the value of the goods and can use this knowledge to make good money on resale in Discord. But be careful, no one has cancelled the scammers. I will also leave several trade Discords in the description. To sum it up, trading is a great way to earn money, but it is quite specific, since not every player wants to deal with monotonous updating of orders, constant calculations, and long transportation between cities. I have always said that in the game it is worth choosing a method of farming silver to your taste, so that you get not only a penny, but also positive emotions from the process. So the choice is yours. Well, I hope this video was useful to you and you learned something new for yourself. Write your comments whether you traded in Albion and what were the best deals you had. And also put likes, subscribe to the channel, visit Telegram and Discord with announcements of streams on Twitch and other useful information, and look at the second channel with cuts from streams. That's all. Regaro was with you, and we will see you in the next.